All right, let's take a look at 32,000 exterior improvements, and we are tasked with putting together numbers for the site concrete labor and the site concrete. So they're asking us um, to take a look at the plan here and try to figure out what needs to go where. So let's start at the top of the list. The first gray box is 4-inch high sidewalk forms. So 4-inch wide sidewalk forms. I would say that in this case, our sidewalk is strictly limited to this area around the building on both sides of the building. And if we come over here to the details, here's your sidewalk detail. You will notice that one of the sides is 1'6" and the other is 4 inches. So my sidewalk, the 4-inch portions have to be right here and then right here. Up against the building, I have an expansion joint, and if you go down about 5 lines on your list, you'll see expansion joint. And you remember the building depth is 40 foot, the width is 80 foot, so I know I've got 120 foot of expansion material. So finishing the sidewalk, they're asking us for a square foot. So again, if we take a look at this area right here, you can see it pretty well defined on the plan. This area, well, I want to draw a polyline, and let me get the right line here so I can just kind of draw over what's here to help you guys see this. So this is the sidewalk area, and it's just outside the building. And if I were to take an area command on this, it would give me, approximately 7 foot wide by 47 foot by 87 by 7. So you'd have to break this out into areas and figure it that way. So it's 87 by 7 and 40 by 7. That's going to give you an area, and the area is just strictly for finishing. So we'll have finishers on that, and they charge per square foot for finished concrete. And again, this is labor. So pouring the sidewalk itself, they're looking for cubic yards. And in that case, we have to come over here to the section. You'll notice that it's a slab that's turned down on the edge, and this outer face is 18 inches. So it's an integral curb slab. And what I would do with this is I'd break it out into 2 separate pieces. I've got 1.5 feet times 5 feet, or I'm sorry, 1.5 feet times 0.5 feet, because it's 6 inches wide. And then I'm going to multiply that by 80 plus 47. And that's going to give me a volume on that piece. And I'm going to divide that volume by 27. And then I will take 6.5 times the length, and then the depth would be 4 inches. So 4 inches would be 0.33 feet. And then we'd add those two numbers together, and that will give us the volume of the sidewalk. So figure that one out. And so our forms, the sidewalk, the number 2 item on this list, 18-inch high forms, I'm going to have 80 feet, or I'm sorry, 87 feet to here and 47 feet to here. So I've got 120, 134 foot on the 18-inch high sidewalk forms. So let's see, what else do we have here? Form gutter. So form gutter is, I think it's down here. I really don't have any gutter anywhere but right here. So I have, roughly 30 foot wide by 2 foot deep. So I've got like 60 square foot of that, but they've got it listed as 60 foot. So I think it's finished gutter, they've got 75. Maybe, so I'm going to give you those two because I'm a little bit confused myself. Forming the gutter is going to be 60 foot. So the form work is going to be, go back to my line here, 30 foot from here. Sorry. So this, well, I'm struggling here now. Let's see if we can measure this and just be done with it. So this should be about 30 feet, I think. Ooh. Nope. Bear with me. I'm going to undo that. Undo the other. And we need to calibrate. So I'm going to go down to measure, calibrate, and I'm going to pick two spots. So let's find our longest dimension that we've got on here. This looks like 87 feet. So 87 feet. Apply scale. And now let's see if we can measure this thing, see what it comes out to. So measure length. And yep, sure enough. So look, if I have to form this curb, I got to form one side and the other. So I've got a total of 60 foot of form work for the gutter there. So to pour that gutter, you'll have to figure out what the concrete is on that. It's not going to be much. And then to finish the gutter, it's just the square foot of that. So 30 times 2 would be 60, something like that. So anyway, so that should help you through that. And the next section is just concrete only. We're looking at the volume of concrete. So I've got a concrete sidewalk, I've got a curb, and I've got a gutter. I think I forgot one item up here, so bear with me. I want to just kind of go through and just, you know what, I'm going to highlight instead of drawing a line. I'm going to highlight in orange where our curb is. So you guys can figure this up, but this is my 18-inch curb. And if you look at this section cut here, 2C1, if you come over here to 2, this is what we're looking at. It's the concrete curb. So it's 18 inches deep by 6 inches wide, and that comes all the way around the parking lot. So we want to keep going here. And this is the area that we're looking for. Now, if I'm forming up this curb, I'm going to have forms on both sides. So what you want to do is find the total length and then multiply it by 2, and that should give you your lineal foot of 18-inch high curbs. So you're going to have a radius here, a run, a run, a run, and a run over here, and a short run. So hopefully that helps you out on that. And then in terms of number 4 rebar, once you find your total length of your curb, take a look at this over here. My rebar, I've got 2 pieces in the 18-inch curb, and then I've got 2 pieces over here where the sidewalk is turned down around the edge. So that's 134 lineal foot, and then whatever you came up with on the 18-inch. Now, so whatever that total lineal footage is, I got to multiply that by 2 and then divide by 20. And that should give me a total number of rebar that goes into this thing. And sod, you know what? It says sod. Change my color again here to something else. Green for grass, right? So sod is going to be in this area here. So I'm going to have, look, it's a guess really at best. But this area right here, it's a square foot number. This is going to be my sod. So you guys can figure that one as well. I'm going to paint that in for you there. And what else? Is that the last thing we have here? I think that's the last thing. So hopefully this helps. You guys got a little number crunching to do on these, but that should get you lined out pretty easily here. So, all right, I will be in touch. See you later.